Good day, everyone. Good day, sir. This is a report of Group 8 African Intellectual Revolution. So, this is the ancient map of Africa. So, African Intellectual Revolution, we're all African. So, ini siyang song ni Shakira nga Waka Waka. Ang gi-include dira is ini siya nga song. It covers or strengthens the anthropological theory na ang mga tao ay nagmula sa Africa. They say nga na that we are all Africans because Africa actually became what they call this Africa, one of its very known oldest city, Egypt, no is known to be the cradle of civilization. So, nano ang cradle of civilization? Sila ang naging lundayang or center ng civilization. So, here's the introduction, no? The Egyptians were great builders. So, they created the measurement, mathematics for construction purposes. So, amin ni siya ay lagi na build sa Egyptian, commonly mga pyramids as you can see here sa picture. So, Africa is also known to the oldest civilization known in the history of humankind. Ang Africa ang pinaka old nga civilization sa Africa. So just like I said nga, sila daw ang start sang human life dito sa dapit sa Nile River or gitawag nga cradle of civilization. So ang African ancient civilization, so sila ang una nga nagdwell sa science and agricultural economy, metallurgical science, textile and engineering productions, ancient natural remedies and field sciences dominated across the region. So ang ancient Africa, sila ang pinakauna nga naka-discover sini nga mga applied sciences. So commonly ang first nila gid na ano is ang agricultural and followed by metallurgical, then textile engineering productions, ancient natural remedies, and field science dominated and field of science and etc. So one of the Asian civilization and culture also adopted one of the so ang Asian civilization naka-adapt gyapon sila sang ila first nga about sa ila agricultural which is agricultural crops which is coffee, palm oil, African rice and other agricultural crops. So sa agricultural of course the natural remedies, sila ang first shamans to practice natural medicine daw sang karaang sang una nga panahon. Diri naman sa agricultural economy, diri you can see the map, the image. So this is called Sahel. So this is the around Sahel and south of the Sahara Desert. So diri ang first farmers in the cradle of humanity grow millet and sorghum. So these plants were used for grain and fodder for cattle to eat. So diri siya nag-start ang cradle of civilization pagpananom diri sa map around Sahara Desert, Sahel and the south of Sahara Desert. So diri siya ang millet kag sorghum. So see the difference, mao ni siya ang millet kag sorghum. So ini siya ang millet, it is used to kag sorghum inang the rice amin nila daw rice kan daw porridge ila mo nga porridge, something like that. Sunod naman ang metallurgy. So ang first nga iron metallurgy was discovered in Carthage, North Africa. Ini siya as you can see here sa mapa. This is to the right side amin ni siya ang Carthage, North Africa. So dili nag-start ang unang working site sa Carthage, North Africa. So ari ang example sa mga nahimo nila nga mga metals like needles kag iron wires, as you can see here sa picture. And the next one sa ila contributions sa science and technology is ang engineering. So diri nga right side inyo makita is mini ang cubit measurement. Cubit measurement amin ni siya gigamit pag kuan sa mga buildings. And ini naman siya ang wall, amin ni siya ang pinaka-oldest architectural development sa Zimbabwe, the largest stone structure of the south of the Sahara. So it is somewhere in the 11th century constructed. And the next one is ang chemistry. So ang chemistry sa Egypt known kaayo ang chemistry dito sa ila paghimo sang blue pigments and ang dyes, dyes inang pangtina sa mga dagom. So sila ang Egypt kay inventive kay sila, innovative kay damo kay sila kwan sa chemistry sa dito sila nakakuan sa mga makeup sa kwan sa Egypt. Kag ang usa dira nga ila kwan sa Egypt sa chemistry is ang mummification, commonly known na ang mummification sa ila. Sa chemistry, it belongs sa chemistry ang mummification sa ila. It's parts of science and technology. So sila na like pigments, paint pigments, dyes, cosmetics and perfumes. So si sino kwan kay ang Egypt kwan kay sila, innovative kay sila, inventive. Kag of course may aral sila astronomy ang Egypt. Diri sa right side you can see the Dogon people of Mali. So the star system of Sirius. So they forget that the Sirius is a star system composed of two stars, Sirius A and B. So sila ini siya ining Dogon people amni siya magritual sa astronomy. So para sa ila ang stars have meaning para sa mga Dogon people. Kag so African, you know. So they also believe in stars. They give meaning to the stars. So also it is one of the measure. So stars para sa ila is one of the measure time, season, cycles, direction and naming rights. So kalabanan ang tungod sa star ila ma-measure by their hand, ila ana ila hand as a measurement sa stars. So they're going murag ilang kuan, ilang compass kung asa sila padung. So it determines also the direction. So again, it measure time, it measure seasons and cycles. So amin ni siya ang Sirius A, which is the sun, and Sirius B. Amin ni siya. Sirius A and Sirius B. So ari naman just na mention na kon kanina natural remedies, or natural medicine. So amin ni siya. So as you can see na this is the first shaman, ang shaman nga nagpractice ng natural remedies. So ang Africa, they are known nga the oldest civilization, no. So they practice natural medicine og naa sila shaman, no. So sometimes naman ang shamans kay it sometimes it occurs to the beliefs like here sa Philippines pa sa like barang ano. So they also believe some kind of that stuff. So it's divination, spiritualism and herbalism. So divination inang barang, spiritualism murag same sa barang, or inang nasaniban sang like inang pananglitan, like example inang may aray spirit dara sa kahoy sama sila something like that. Kag ang herbalism, kung may sakit ka patumaron kay herbal mo para maayo ka. Kag so ang ila pagtuo sa mga sakit sa una, it's derived from chance occurrence but through spiritual or social imbalance, no. So they believe nga ang ila ko na sakit kay nakuha sa, kung magkasakit ka kay ang imo kay nakuha na siya sa tungod sa social imbalance or sa spiritual things na nagtipasakit ng mga dili naton kaipon ba spiritual nga na. So as you can As you can observe no, lain dagid sang una kag sa sara. Kay kita sara we based on science and kung magasakit kita we based on findings sa doktor. Pero may ara gyapon iban nga motuog gyapon sa spiritual things na barang ana. So let's move on. So that's all lang eh. So they have to go back here sa taas. It's ang ila contribution sa science and technology sa Africa is metallurgy, ancient remedies, and chemistry, metallurgy, astronomy. So damo kayo sila contribution sa sa science and technology. So that's all, and the next topic will be discussed by my next presenter. Thank you so much for listening.
Good morning, everyone. This is my report about African intellectual revolution. I'm here to tackle about advancement of modern science. Africans' intellectual revolutions are considered as the base of knowledge. In modern science, many fundamentals are derived from the knowledge of ancient civilization in Africa. This intellectual revolution helps humankind to advance and develop their lives. It is also used in solving complex problems that hinder human civilization towards development. Controversies meet the revolution. There are many factors that affect the progress of intellectual revolution in Africa. Political, social, and economic issues may prevent the development and famous African people. A list of a list of famous African people who made a significant contribution to the world. So the first one is Saint Augustine of Hippo. The second one is Mansa Musa. The third is Nelson Mandela. The fourth is Haile Selassie. The fifth is Desmond Tutu. The sixth is Kwame Kurama. So the first one is Saint Augustine. Saint Augustine was born near Hippo and he became an influential bishop and Christian writer. Mansa Musa was the ruler of the African country Mali. At the time, the country produced 50% of the world's gold and salt. He also reached the natural resources enabled him to become the richest person of all time. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was an active member of the fight against upper apartheid in South Africa. Mandela was imprisoned for, for over 27 years for trying to overthrow the apartheid regime. He was released in 1990 and he became the first democratically elected president of South Africa in 1994. Haile Selassie is the emperor of Ethiopia from 1930. Selassie became an inspirational figure in the movement of African independence for the way he resisted the Italian invasion of Ethiopia during the 1930s. Desmond Tutu. Desmond Tutu is South African Nobel Peace Prize winner 1984. Desmond Tutu was a prominent figurehead in that campaign against apartheid. After the fall of apartheid, he took part in the Truth and Reconciliation process to heal the wounds of apartheid. Desmond Tutu has become a leading global humanitarian and ambassador of goodwill. Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah is the lead Gold Coast of independence from colonial rule and became president of the new country. He is also a leading advocate of Pan-Africanism and African independence. So, technological advancement of African have invented. So, the first one is power barges, armored vehicles, PVC lightning protectors, electronic outlet protectors, husking machines, mini hydroelectric dams, gene- generators, ballistics, space rockets, military drones, planes, pathogen detection system, cancer treatment, robotic surgery, anti-collision systems, and high-tech post-heses. So, the second one is social and cultural impacts. The society of Africa has gone through different phases of turbulence due to foreign invasion, form of government influence of Western countries, and colonialism. Colonialism. Africa was a colony of USA and European countries. It resulted in intermingling of culture and tradition. Most of the South African cities like Cape Town has shadow of colonialism till today. Western influence. The impact of Western influence can be seen in making economic policy of the countries. Countries like Kenya adopted economic model of Western countries that was capitalism. Form of government, some country opted for democratic rule while some country went for single party like monarchy or dictatorship which influenced the society of Africa. So, social and cultural impacts also is the ancient African civilization were first do dwell with the applied sciences and agricultural economy, meteorological sciences, textile and engineering products. Ancient natural remedies and field science dominated across the region. Asian civilization and cultural also adopted some of the variety of African plants during including coffee, palm oil, African rice, and other agricultural crops. African traditions are expressed through music, art, dance, and sculpture, and beadwork. These traditions are deeply ingrained into the whole African culture. So, according to the United Nations, Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Education, or UNESCO, culture defined as a complex whole which includes knowledge, belief, arts, morals, laws, customs, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by a human. As a member of society, as the mother continent and first inhabited region on Earth, Africa is characterized by vast lands and one of the largest population in the planet, with rich human heritage and cultural diversity. The broad history of Africa tells the world about the story of civilization ranging from the first artists that left impression on their rock shelters to the scholars who built great universities in the Sahara. So, the treasure of Africans unique. Identify in companies iconic natural places as Serengeti, Table Mountain, and Victoria Falls, and the origin of the history of mankind from the fossil hominid sites of Dolvai Gorge and Sterkfontein to the pyramids and ancient Egypt. The high walls of her great forts and castles from the colonial era recite a sad story of slavery and remind us of the long story of African struggle for independence and liberation. Africans' rich history and culture are so diverse that it varies not only from one country to another but also within regions and countries. The culture of each ethnic groups hold together the authentic social fabric of traditional practices and rites, art, music, and oral literature through which identities are built. As such, diversity of cultures, religious, languages, and tradition should not be addressed as a barrier to development. Rather, the continent should take advantage and build on this rich diversity in its quest for prosperity, and change of the attitudes of its people towards issues related to economic growth, social development, and relation with the environment. That's all. Thank you.
So, now we tackle about the ethical consideration in Africa. Ethical consideration. Consideration and innovation and emerging technologies have gained significant attention and attraction across the African continent. Potentially, there are some increased innovation and emerging technologies output for the socio-economic development. So, first, kay pag emerging sa technologies sa Africa, first kay ang metallurgic period, di ba? Kay or ang gitawag nga the Iron Age in the ancient world. So, dako ay siyang tabang sa African country kay ang iron played a central role sa mga ancient times kay iron materials nagigamit sa una. So napukaw ang mga tao or napukaw ang attention sa mga tao sa Africa. So gamit nilang iron ba sa paghimo sang mga material weapon like kung for example na mo invade sa ila or mo salakay sa ila ba or mo suong na sila protection sila o galingon. So ang protection nila kayang material weapon nga iron. So or sunod sa paggamit nag-create lang sila iron sa pag-create sang tools para sa agriculture nila tag sa mga utensils or utensils sa pang-adlo-adlo nila panggamiton like for example sa kutsilyo or lutuono nila or gusto sila manghan iron material gyapon nila gigamit sa paghimo sila sa ila utensils. So ila socio-economic developments nalat sila contribution like for example sa ancient times, di ba, sa engineering, chemistry, tag sa astronomy, di ba? For example, like sa engineering, nag share sila knowledge dito sa architectural development or architect ba, how to measure a perfectly build sa ina nga infrastruktura or structure or na measurement tag sakto like for example sa pyramid, di ba? Damo kay siya rumors kung ano siya pag-obra. So halin na sa mga ancient times sa Africa. So like sa chemistry lat how to ano paghimo sang paper, di ba? So damo pa sunod like sa astronomy. So dito na ganda po ka ang tao nga ang planet naton is round, dili siya flat kay na may tools na gigamit para observation gani para sa planet tag sa stars sa ancient times gyapon na. So naalat sa mga famous people nga nakatabang sila socio-economic development sa Africa like for example si Nelson Mandela, di ba? Mga gitabangan niya mga black people or black American people kay sang una white tag black mas taas gid ang mga puti sa panit ba white kaysa sa mga itom na mga tao. So gikon na Nelson Mandela. Nagdamo pa yung mga mga like si Mansa Musa. Damo pa sila mga famous lahat na nakatabang sila sa social economic development. So there is need of African countries to strengthen their ethical, legal, and regulatory system towards the evidences based on adoption of emerging technology. So kay ba kita nga ang Africa dako siya nga country niya nalat sa mga various ethnic groups or mga culture groups nga nagkalain-lain tag languages. So kinahanglan gid nila nga mo-adapt para sa pagtaas sa ila social sa ila technology or continue nga mag-increase ila technology ba. So sunod kailangan nila mo i-hold or hugtan nila strengthening ba nga ila beliefs nga kinanglan nila baguon kay kundi sila magbago way kalambuan, di ba? So adapt lang gid sila kay dili tanan African people bright are mga self-esteem ba, mga low gani, mga low self-esteem nga way mga pinag-aralan ba, yang ila lang gisunod kay ila culture. So arin lang kita sa risk. Now let's discuss about risk sa Africa. So naka-risk sa economic growth sa Africa ba. So the African is drought and desertification. These problems have reaching adverse impact to the human health, economic growth, physically infrastructures, and natural resources. So, kibaw kita nga ang Africa, dako ay siya nga continent. So, dili pareha sa Philippines ba nga, ara kita sa Asia continent pero nabuwag kita na shore harbor ba or dagat nya sa African continent na siya na should gauge siya ba sa na damo siya continent nga nakuan siya nakapalibot. So diba? So there some places sa Africa nga dili kay dali makuhaan sa mga natural resources kay tungod kay init kay ba kay laban sa Africa kuan kayo ng desierto nya amo siya ng mga lugar nya dili pareha sa aton sa Pilipinas gani nga kuan nga maglabay lang kita ilisos ng mangga nya mutubo na gay dayon nya dito kay kan ila lugar ba desierto nya among nakaray sa ila economic growth ba nya dili dahil sila makalambo kay tungod kay dili sila makakuha resources makadami sila health tungod kay init kayo nya amo to siya nya sunod kay ang slavery, trade, and poverty. African people who are abused physically and mentally grown up with a very low self-esteem and poor image problem. So kay bakit ang African people nga para sila kagalingon ba nang ubos kay sila kay tungod kay itom sila. So ma-compare kay sila sa lain nga tao nga sila black people nga for example sa Amerika mga puti sila ba yeah. Sila abuse lang sila physically tag mentally ba daw yan na sila ba tungod kay ila image nila sunod among nakaris sa ila kay nakarislat sa ila kay wala sila ikon gani wala kay sila alam ba ang iba na mga cultures tag beliefs ng wag sila nag-eskwela gani ng dira lang sila gid sila lugar gid sila place nga kundi sila komportable na so ang iban kay nagsalig lang sila culture nga amos ini tag damoy mga ethnic groups nga sa ila nga wagay nagatuo sang pan ng wala kabaw sang modern era ba modern world so nag-stake lang gid sila sa ila beliefs tag culture nila so amin ang nakaris sa Africa. Sunod kay ang ethnic culture and beliefs. So Africa made up of various ethnic groups with a different languages and that's why unity was not immediately achieved by its people. So amo taong gisulti kalina niya. Tungod dako kay nga lugar ang Africa. So damo lang siya nga language tag culture. So dili din tanan African people nga magkasinabot wa unity ba tungod sina na nakaris kay nagkalain-lain na sang idea, language, sunod culture tag malat sila ikuan walat sila kuan sa komunidad ba wala sila paki basta ang ila lang kuanan nila sa ang ila lang kuan nilang ila culture to beliefs. So amo na siyang mga example sa risk sa Africa. Benefits and future outlook. the contribution of the African science and technology society, and the technology is seen to have a positive effect on a society, including increased knowledge and understanding, improvements in the connectedness of a world as a result of globalization. So atong meteorologic period na siya good positive impact sa society, sa labi na sa African country, kay gi-continue nila ba kung nila knowledge nakuha sa una, so amoy lagi konsera sa modern world, gi-adapt lang gyapon nila ba, so na gid siya positive effect sa ila social society, sa pag-growth sa ila social economic development ba. So amo na siya. Africa experienced significant economic development during 20th century, which brought many benefits but also created several issues. So sa una, from 300 BCE, so sara modern world era, so sa una ng mga tao kay gipang slave, like for example wage labor. So sa una nga tao gi slave, di ba? So sara ang tao gipatrabaho na siya pero na sa mga sweldo. Sara na sa modern world was sa future. Sara. So for example, lati kadua kaya sa transportation. Sa una sa agriculture nila, sila lang magkuan or i-invade ba sila sa layla ng mga tao, sara. Na sila mga kuan gipang transport ng mga products, materials, or ini pa ng mga mga products ba na mga tabang sila sa pag-growth sila economic development. Communication. So importante lahat gid nila communication, kay kung lain-laing language, so ang tao dilat gid magsinabtanay. So sara sa modern world sa Africa, modern era nila, kay ang tao nag-eskwela ng iban, ang iban ng wala nag-i-abuse ba physically tag mentally. So communication, maka-communicate sila sa laing-laing tao, so makatabang yapon sa kanila economic growth sa ila social society nila. So sa resources, kay bawo kita nga ang Africa dako siya nga country, so maka produce gid sila iguan mga materials ba like sang iron, gold, brass, kung bandira na makuha nila sa ila country, sa ila lugar. So nakapag-transport nila sila. So na tako aing kung sa ila bang sa kuha nila yung resources, kay dako malat ang African continent. So amo lang. So however particularly African country foreign exchange gains from large agricultural and items mineral. So amo taw siyang gisulti ang strand ng foreign nakakana sila yung foreign exchange ba. So sila labi na sa agriculture tag sa mga item minerals. Thank you.
The African Intellectual Revolution kay amoy ni siya ang pinakadako nga societal intellectual revolution sang civilization sang una. Sang una pagit ini nga panahon, ini nga civilization kay dako kaayo nga contribution sa knowledge ug sa culture sa Africa. Kung din arat dira ang ilang mga language or sinultian. About let sa math, sa science, kag sa technology, so dako kay ni siya contribution sa Africa. People kag sa mga sumusunod palat nga civilization ka pagkahuman nila sa tibuok kalibutan.